to have you retuned to a little brilliance just to see it being taken away as such as that.
Yes, we apologise for the technical issues, but fingers crossed everything is sorted from here on out. Certainly a lot of sorting to do for Here We Go Again. 2-goal deficit, 1 minute left to try and recover it. Make that a 3-goal deficit though. They were lining up on the edge of the box. 4-1.
Very considerate for the players. Not scoring until the stream is back on. Well played. It's a shame they didn't know about it, mind you. 4-1 with 66 seconds left as well in Ireland. One-sided, and it's the way we imagined to be, so no real shockers or upsets so far.
I guess the one shocker is the fact that Stake missed a defensive clearance, and that's really been the only good opportunity that Here We Go Again have really had all game. Stake almost making up for that with another goal to his name. Justice beats out Mads, and they're far too slow out of defense from what I'm looking at, Danny. There's a lot of hesitancy, a lot of whiffs, a lack of confidence against a team that is flowing with it.
Well, maybe flowing, it's brilliant to see, and that is just gorgeous to watch.
I'm not so sure. I think the Justice invited Mads onto the net, and when you're in that position, you're always going to be at a disadvantage. 4-2. And I would argue that both goals for Here We Go Again gifts more than anything. Maybe Mads can conjure up something a little bit more tangible here. Mike Boy away, downfield, and well, Here We Go Again. We'll be thankful that that wasn't on target, otherwise it would have been a gift of a goal for themselves. Mike Boy into the corner. And this just kind of admin at this point. 1 bim, 2 bam. Are with 1 point to their name in the series. Very comfortable win, I think, in the end. Only really defensive mistakes leading to the scoreline as it was.
Well, defensive mistakes or not. Interesting enough as well, well, we won't be having our speedy way back into the game. A few players asked to reset their PCs or such for, so slight, major, well, minor delay, whatever way you want to look at it. It's nice to see 1 bim, 2 bam, dominating, wonderful to see. Here we go. It's more to the trash can at the moment. It hasn't been spectacular than we normally expect those quality of players, but hopefully they can step it up.
Is it all on defense, which is the issue for Here We Go? Is it the midfield where they're losing out? I mean, certainly when you look at the offense, they're at least putting it in a position where they can score. They got 2 goals last game, of course.
Well, in this situation, you can't really place defense or offense as a situation, and you're losing by a factory for. It's all of the elements of your game. Sort out the defense, make sure it's clear, keep the ball to the wide areas because you're not getting it to the opposition. Well, making it difficult, let's just put it that way. They need the point sometimes, and frankly, I can't remember a decent shot on target without the assistance of one of the opposition.
I guess conversely, if 1 bim, 2 bam sort out the defensive mistakes, this should be an easy 3-0 sweep, at least on the basis of game number 1.
No.
No?
No, I will go the distance. I don't think it'll be a sweep. Again, it's just back and forth. Again, you have 1 bim, 2 bam. That experience the opposition. Here we go again. It's more, I wouldn't say David versus Goliath. It's just that slight little bit of stepping stone of quality and difference in this current stage that we expect. But they have issues. They need to sort it out. But while it's good to see some of the players trickling back in. So hopefully whatever the issue is, might be maybe a placebo, who knows. It's sorted from what we know.
Does of course offer a breather, and we certainly know that the breather has helped other teams in the space of this tournament, let alone in Rocket League in general. Might give Here We Go Again a chance to reset, to reprioritize, and go at it again. much living up to their name, of course. Here we go then, game number 2. A shorter delay than I think all of us were expecting. And aren't we happy with that as well? Stake. It's Kokon round the corner. All of the team really getting a little bit mixed up. And so that kind of means that Stake is allowed to throw this one onto the back once again. It's a big clearance downfield though. And Justice forced into retreat in order to stop that from going into the net. Could have been a very good start for Here We Go Again had that gone in. It's nice to see, however, that the defensive mistakes that plagued 1BIM 2BAM in game number 1, they're alert to it, and they have rectified to a certain extent.
You say rectify, yes, it's good to see a bit of piling pressure. They're getting those opportunities. But again, that second ball when they're retreating back as well, not being challenged. And yes, you can see those long distance statement clear. The passing play cuts in like that. That's more the type of ball they need to throw in. Bump here, a demo potentially made us this. Don't want to rely on it, but we're approaching that 90 seconds here. 0-0 as well, so much improved compared to game 1.
Oh, it's immediately evident, isn't it? They are just going for it, throwing their cars on the line in order to win challenges and to put on a bit of pressure. And I think, honestly, that's what 1BAM didn't need and what gave them so much success in game number 1. They were never under pressure. It led to a bit of complacency. And so no, a much faster, a much more ragged game number 2, at least on the basis of the first minute and a half. Mads, out from the back, gets it over the top of Stake. Justice throws it towards the back four, but Alex brings it out along with the help of Mads. Stake threads the needle between the two onrushing players. Mike Boy onwards. Kokon tries to find Mads on the side wall here, but it's a little bit behind him, and it means that Alex has to throw it off to the side. Stake. Oh, great little dink over the top of Mads, but no third player willing to commit in. Not only that, but a flat-out whiff in the midfield sees Kokon get complacent himself in attack. Good opportunities for both sides, none taken as of yet.
Squander those opportunities and regret will just punch to the dying days. And these little moments here will fill you a whiff here and there. Crucial as it is, but they're playing to their opposition. You can't really blame them for doing it. And that sort of halfway mark, goalless. No real major attempt on target. We've seen Natal 1-2 to the backboard, but other than that, nothing of flair, style, and that's something you talk about, the space being closed. It's certainly opened up.
And that was all the Justice. The hammer fell, the judgment was cast. And don't believe anyone who says that's a difficult skill to master. It really is. The angle was against him on that particular occasion. And it took a solo bit of individual brilliance to break the deadlock in game number 2. But much as was the case in game number 1, it's 1BIM 2BAM who have found that extra aggressive offensive spark. And it is Here We Go Again, once again, licking their wounds. Justice off the backboard once again. Alex and Kokon double committing, allows Stake a free clearance. Justice onwards. Alex helping it into the corner. Mike Boy going to try and stop us at the midfield. Justice double committing, actually, opening up and on target, but Stake with a huge save. It was 2v1. And here we go again. It's another opportunity spurned and almost another opportunity that came back to bite them.
Getting back and forth those opportunities. It's just lackluster here at this current moment of stage. You're getting those nice little plays, 1-2 clears, and that sort of third man getting away. But when it's a 2v1, must do better. Needs to use that last man pass and finish the job off. They haven't been able to do it so far here, 1BAM.
Oh, Justice! One-man team! At least in game number 2, that is.
There we go. The defense crumbled. You cannot leave one alone, stranded like the island that it was there. Come frankly need support, and when you have that opposition speed, that are quick, willing to pressure and challenge, it's just, yes, depth and speed is good, but again, awareness more important.
And that is the hat trick. And fully deserved. Justice has dragged One-Bim 2-Bam kicking and screaming through this game. And with 30 seconds left on the clock, it's going to be a mountain to climb. But here we go again to get back into it. Alex trying to salvage something. Justice on the near post saves. And now it's Stake out from the back. Mike Boy down to the far corner. Justice on the retreat. Looking to be safe rather than sorry. Madsen, Alex attempt to combine. Kokun on target. Oh, what a doink! Mads! There is a bit of hope. 7 seconds, 2 goals.
Oh, there's no hope. Remove it. You're just kidding yourself. It's a lovely play. Don't take it away from them. But other than that, oh, it's only going to be 3-1, 7 seconds. It's not going to be thrown. I highly doubt it.
Look at that Stake just lurking in the far corner, ready to pick it up. Mads over to the far side. And that is, it doesn't matter whether they score now, confirmed. One-Bim 2-Bam on to 2-0. One more point. And they clean sweep.
Clean sweep. 4-2, 3-1. Fairly 4 gifted those opportunities. But again, game 2 much better improved. You can see the defence strong. But again, it's One-Bim 2-Bam. They're able to get back down as quick. Not really, I'd say, feeling the pressure of the shots. But when they are coming, they're at a distance. There's at least 2 in defence the majority of the time. Realistically needs to wrangle the one out, pull it out, dribble, flick, do what you need to at this point here. Anything goes in game 3 at match point.
That was all Justice, in my opinion, Danny, in game number 2. 6 saves, all goals scored by him. One-Bim 2-Bam cannot expect him to put in a repeat performance of that caliber. I'd argue that was one of the best performances we've seen all Cup 1 so far. Stake onto the backboard. Mads over to the side. It's not a clear-cut clearance, but it seems like nobody wants to touch the ball now except Stake, who has an open net to shoot for. 1-0.
Just poor defence. No other words for it. Yes, the miss came there, but why come off the line? Your last man, your other score boost, and frankly, you've just invited Stake in, had his tenor, gobbled that one up. 1-0.
Could not have started any worse. Justice misses his touch, but look at Stake! Like, unbelievably on target. Mike Boy forced to throw it straight into the car of Mads. Mike Boy, I tell you what, Mike Boy's been so quiet, Mike Boy, but he's been quietly going about his work. It'd be nice to see him get a little bit more involved here in game number 3, especially a crucial game number 3, which could see them through to the final of Cup 1. Big save from Justice there. Lurking, here we go again to equal Justice. Helps it into the middle. But no orange car was able to get there first. Kokun, with not much boost to work with, pinches it into the wall. Mads now on the follow-up. Does have a bit more boost to work with, but great defending from Stake. And with over a minute gone, Danny, it's 1-0. One-Bim 2-Bam looking comfortable, and now looking even comfortable. That's 2-0.
Well, you asked him to get involved. He ran away, allowed his teammate earlier. Stake sets him up. Shot, to be fair, requires a little bit more work. We know he's a deadly killer when he can shoot with a little bit more authority onto it. But this time around, trinkles in, requires a defensive help as well. But 90 seconds, again, we talk about as the marker. 2 goals down here. And frankly, here we go again. They never got going, to be truthfully honest.
Sadly so. Sadly so. There is still time to recover it in game number 3, but on the basis of what we've seen across the entire series so far, it might take a lot from Lady Luck to help their cause. Mike Boy into the centre. Mads, easy clearance. helps it on. Oh, what a bump play and what a save from Stake. Ingenuity from Mads that almost benefited the team, helped them get back into it, but again, 1Bim 2Bam, they've had that scare before, Danny. They're not resting on their laurels.
They're not, but again, you can see it. They're bringing themselves up, but you can see two constantly sitting back. That one-man challenge, they know they're up by the 2 goals as well. They can just sit, allow them to come down, challenge and rescind to the sender. And once that happens again, it's just going to be rinse and repeat. But it's a wonder that Stake is just holding on for 1Bam. But again, whether that's the case, how long can he weather that storm?
Getting closer and closer, peppering the net with shots not too dissimilar to last game here. And Justice causing too much of a distraction. Stake with goal number 3.
Oh, beautiful. Pops it up. Mads pushed too far. Cope. In those situations, you sit deep at the back post. Wait as the longest possible time you can and make them worry, because once you come in, that is it. And frankly, just jumped that little bit too early and conceded.
Oh, it's all falling apart. And he really is putting, here we go, onto the stake, isn't he? That is his hat trick with his 4th shot on target, popping off. And there's over 2 minutes left. Once again, the midfield challenge going neither way, a 50-50. That suits 1Bim 2Bam perfectly. Mike Boy into the centre. Kokun back towards 2 orange cars, but Mads is able to get involved. And he's going to try and solo it, but Mike Boy, seeing what was developing, got involved in Alex. That was another good option. Another good opportunity. And they're just not clinical, Danny. They're not able to find that killer pass, that killer shot to unlock the defense by themselves.
You talk about clinical, the killers are instinct. You can see them, they're going to just look at that one being put away from any hope, dignity in tatters, to be truthfully honest. They just need to get that shooting much better, because that RLR's qualifiers approaching shortly. And only the best of the best goes through, and frankly, if you cannot score, you're not going to make a deep run into it.
It is a pretty important part of Rocket League, is scoring. If you know how to do it, you're a hot commodity. And definitely a lot of questions to be answered after this smacking. Here I go again. Or again, I guess here we all go again. But Alex, I mean, okay. Say what you will. They have had plenty of shots on target, Danny, but is it not fair to say the 1Bim 2Bam have had great defense? I mean, finally a goal comes through from Kokun, but only after 1Bim 2Bam were exhausted of defenders.
See, good shots are when you can actually put them on target and work with it. That's one there, the defense pulled apart. At 17 seconds, you're looking at that and sort of going, not really. You just need, realistically, that one pass to break through the line and keep hammering home the advantage. Once you can do that, but look at that, justice, disrespect, not caring. Take what you want from the opposition here. 1Bam, 2Bam knew exactly what they were going for. Oh, go on, finish off.
Oh.
And there we go.
Well, it's either Sweep City or game number 5 here in Cup number 1. And as soon as we rotated away from game number 5, we're back to Sweep City. It is 1Bim 2Bam through to the finals of Cup number 1. And who will they be facing? Well, it's one of either the Discobombulators or Team MCES still playing.
Well, it is the case with them. Ooh. Arnig, I presume you just got that piece of information as well?
I did, yes. Apparently Team MCES 2-1 up in the series. So I have a feeling that we're going to be waiting just a little bit longer before we get to our final, where the two combatants, including, of course, the aforementioned Wanbin Tuban, will be fighting over that $50 prize pool and the maximum amount of points to take on their road to what will hopefully be the grand final of the summer trials here at Rewind Gaming. Until then, we're going to be taking a final quick break, but make sure that you refill on your drinks, because the final, at least on the basis of what we've seen so far today, is almost certainly going to a Game 5. What less could we expect? Be back shortly.
She's in the mind. She's in the mind.
It's here then, the finale of Cup number 1 Rewind Gaming Summer Trials. It is 1BIM 2BAM versus Team MCES. If you are even somewhat familiar with the bubble scene, there will certainly be some names that you recognise as they all battle out to secure maximum points in the overall competition, of course, with our grand final next Sunday, and short term at least, $50 into the bank. I'm Ira Leak. I'm joined for the final time by Danny Boy, ATM, and goodness me, 1BIM 2BAM. They look very, very good indeed. But Team MCES, they have some strong caliber players themselves.
Oh, strong. I mean, when you look at those lineups, you're sort of on who's going to win. And just to be fair and just, Digital Bacon behind the scenes done a wonderful work on the broadcast, and of course doing that fabulous work on the logos to be credit to. Picked out, of course, 1BIM 2BAM to win the whole thing. So he was right. I mean, he wins the caster prediction. Well done. But best of 5. I didn't expect the opposition to go through like this, so I think this is going to best of 5 distance and at least 2 OTs. I'm not going to say who though.
Again, I think that the bracket definitely went against a lot of teams. I mean, we go back to that series that we covered earlier, of course, and just trying to remember. So it was, of course, Discombobulators versus Team Shizou. I think both of those guys absolutely were, or could have been in the semi-finals, both on merit themselves. Both of them could arguably have been finalist material, but they just so happened to come up against each other earlier on in the bracket. And so, of course, that's kind of why there's 4 cups, is that you get more chances to build up your points total to qualify for that grand final, and ultimately in the grand final you've just got to be better than everyone else. There's no excuses there. If you're in there, then you're in there to win. But as I say, we've got to focus short term. Who is going to win cup number 1? I find it hard to disagree with Digital Bacon. I think 1BIM 2BAM is the best team in this cup. I think for Team MCES, yes, they're going to put up a fight. I will certainly think more of a fight than Here We Go Again, which 1BIM absolutely demolished just 10 minutes ago. But I do think it's going to be close, Danny. And I think it's going to be 3-1 to 1BIM 2BAM.
Well, it's a fair prediction. I mean, give credit, Steak. He was brilliant on the offense, but again, Blastman defended quite beautifully, getting it to the save. You said Mike Boy is the one who needs to step up in the terms of the series. Is the question, does he have to if his opposition is going to be as weak as equivalent as the one prior? No, I don't see it happening. I think Mike Boy's going to have to play his best, and you know what? I think 3-1. No, it has to be 3-2. I know you wrote the script, but I'm just disagreeing with you.
You're more than entitled. I say we've gone game number 5, game number 3, game number 5, game number 3. So if we look at the script up until this point,
of course you throw a 3-1 in.
Of course I'd throw a 3-1 in. Of course, it's a no-brainer. We're here to confuse and confuddle.
Bacon won't let me, because my ones would be best of 9, best of 11, or set play, which I want to introduce, but he won't allow me.
I mean, of course, it is actually a different style of grand final. Usually with Rocket League tournaments, you'll have these series building up to greater and greater lengths. We're staying at a best of 5 for this final of Cup number 1. So, I mean, these teams have been here 5 times before now. They know what they've got to do. Let's hope that we have an enjoyable series. It's game number 1 on Champions Field. And we kick off here with Econ. Gifted a goal! 1-0 and not even 5 seconds have passed.
Oh, what a little play that was. Mike Boy a little bit too eager. If he actually stopped himself and then jumped, would have got himself at least the block. But Championship Field, it's on night time. The trials, the summer. Oh, it's a shame there's no sunset map, but 1-0, just start, and let's see if they can hold on to it.
It's Mike Boy. Shot towards net. Exotic is going to be there with the easy save. Justice, who of course had that gargantuan game number 2 against Here We Go Again. It'll be interesting to see what he can conjure up. Mike Boy off the backboard. The aforementioned Justice, it goes off to the corner. Stake tries to redirect, but was a little bit too far behind the ball. Mike Boy, infield. Apparently it's Exotic, not Exotic. My apologies, I was thinking more along the lines of It is an Exotic name, you're right, Mr. Bacon. Off the backboard, no, it doesn't quite get there. Justice was first to intercept Mike Boy away. Craw trying to find Exotic, but chose not to follow up. And certainly since the goal was scored, Danny, there's been a lot more life from 1BIM 2BAM. Just no way through until now, maybe. Stake. Econ pressed his car up against the ball to stop that one from going in.
Oh, it's beautiful to see defensively working, but that is a dribble of perfection. It allows your team to reset after pressure. And you know what, he's doing well enough. He's challenging that sort of loose ball, forcing Well, really, the one BIM side, they push and push until they overextend, but they haven't done so. It's decent enough, and you can understand why so many players have this team to win. But what a passing play! It may be exotic. Living up to that name.
Here's a plan. If you don't want me to put pronunciation on a capital letter, don't put the capital letter in there. Naughty boy exotic, making me look like a fool. Off to the side from Econ. Of course, Econ previously, if I recall, of a Spanish team, am I not correct? Whatever, he's here now. Good to see him. Oh yeah, it was Monaco, that's right, not the Spanish team, it was Monaco. In fact, if I remember correctly, he was captain of Monaco, so trying a different environment here with Craw and Exotic, of course. Stake, another one of the Spanish players involved. Mike Boy. It's Econ off to the side. Justice off the backboard. Great clearance from Exotic over to the far side of the pitch. Choosing not to follow up and put pressure on Mike Boy, though. The 1-goal lead isn't enough for now. But it's always a dangerous lead, isn't it, Danny? 1 goal towards the other way, and all of a sudden the momentum is out of your control.
Out of control and that momentum. You love that word.
I love it.
Almost just as much as this goal.
He's gone Brazilian again. And why not Mike Boy threading the needle, getting involved and equalising. And that pressure finally paying off. Finally paying off for 1 BIM 2 BAM. Craw gets his ball onto the backboard. Down to Exotic. Shot on target. Save from Justice, who throws it only towards Craw. He didn't really know what direction it was going in. Mike Boy, the challenge from Exotic, but Justice finally with a clearing clearance into the corner of the blue half. Stake. An interesting ball to deal with. Econ trying to smush it up against the backboard. Actually does quite well to just time waste a little bit. Craw runs out of boost and Stake's allowed to throw this one over to Mike Boy. Econ again picks up possession. Stake off the backboard. The rest of his team were rotating back in. Mike Boy once again picks up possession. Past Econ, past Exotic, past Craw! Is there a third player to put away? No! It really should have been though, Danny. That was a great bit of play.
Oh, it should have been finished up, and a nightmare stuff he would be regretting that one. But again, you can see. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh my boy! Well, Justice. What was he going to conjure up this time, I asked? That dead stop, and Mike Boy shuttles it into the bottom corner. Great team play, great communication. 2-1 with 30 seconds left.
Fabulous stuff here in our league. If you would be pleased if you were the manager. Well, of course, your team with a little bit of success. Lady Luck may have been involved with that rotation, presume maybe a stronger hit. But 30 seconds twinkling down to 10, and that 1-goal lead looks like a distant memory.
Oh, Stake set up his own shot. He had a lot of work to do. Look at this. He gets the initial touch there, but then he wraps his car around, redirects so beautifully, and Craw just a little bit too far forward in the net. 3-1. Game over shortly.
Well, surely, but you said 3-1. I'm going to ask you this question. Should it be 3-0? Almonds.
My silence should say everything. My silence should say everything. Exotic up to the backboard from Econ, and as the ball touches the ground eventually, well, of course, time is... You can't score 2 goals in 0 seconds, sadly. 1 BIM, 2 BAM! After a tough beginning, mind, of course. Score 3 goals unanswered and are 1-0 up in the series. That 1 goal for MCES. Coming through Econ, faking out a defender. That was it. That was the end of their offensive chances.
You make it sound so bleak. I mean, what else were they meant to do? They were pressured. forced into the corner while that one bim, two bam, living up to the name, forcing it straight into him. Again, it's crumble, it's pressure, but that's what they're going to have to cope and survive with. And frankly, if they're going to survive on a 1-0 lead at one point, one's just not enough at this stage.
So we start again from 0. 5 minutes once again on the clock. And very similar to game number 1, it's MCES on the attack. A shot already having to be saved. Econ goes up high. That's not a great clearance. In fact, it's straight to Mike Boy. Mike Boy challenging again. Econ fluffing his lines. Exotic having to show him how it's done. And now he's carrying it to the backboard. Here comes Exotic. That's a difficult ball to deal with. It was actually on target from Exotic. And Craw almost shoving it home at the near post. Having to be super alert on 1 bim, 2 bam. But now Justice looking for the redirect. Didn't have enough boost to reach it.
Oh, but look at that. The same. 1 bim is just growing with confidence in their opposition. Crawling away, and there he is, just trying to find his teammate. Problem is they're just too far apart and allowing their opposition to cut those angles and allow themselves to build upon it while they have to run, scramble back into defense with all the boost. They have little to their name, but that's what they have to play with.
Dangerous situation there actually for 1 bim, 2 bam, but they re-rotated back into position and dealt with the pressure well. Stake out to the far corner. Exotic going to surely pick this one up. Defies the laws of physics to get round Stake. And Mike Boy with a good shot. Rattles the crossbar. Exotic with a weak ball into the centre, but Econ's able to utilise it and turn it into a shot. Stake with the save. Exotic again starting to grow into this game. Dangerous ball. Mike Boy deals with it. Econ sends it over to the far corner once again. Craw mixes a touch. Econ tries to get involved, but it's Justice away. Gets it over the top of Exotic, who had more boost to use, but relied on Craw to make the saving play. And now for the breakout. Craw and Exotic. Craw with no boost. Exotic with all boost. And Exotic not taking no for an answer. 1-0.
No. A bit of consent, maybe, has to be asked, and Stake did not give it, so did Justice. Left hanging alone, and again, we see this team here, MCES, with the lead, and frankly, they just need to put one in, and they might see a bit of comfortability back into their game, because we know what happened last time. We know what happened last time.
It's fair. It was against the run of play, that goal as well. Econ, last man back, doing super well to block not 1 but 2 progressions towards goal. They've got half the match to defend. That was another weak touch from Econ in defense. Exotic, not for the first time, helping him out. Gets the block as well. Does he go for the pass back? Who was that getting involved? Raw, too eager. And now for the counter-attack, Econ off his own backboard. Justice too far forward, Stakes there. Craw not able to block Mike Boy's attempt on target. And Justice saved by Exotic. Stake a little bit too forward as well. He couldn't get involved with the play as much as he wanted to. Great early block from Craw. The pre-jump risky, but coming into good effect. They're hanging on. And another big save from Craw.
Oh, you say hanging on. The onslaught is still happening. 1 bim, 2 bam, still pouncing and piling, of course, against that box. And you can see Mike Boy's trying to use that opposition.
There was a bump in there, Danny. There was a telling bump in there. I just need to see what happened. Yeah, Mike Boy bumped Econ just a little bit too far out of net, and Stake was ready to pounce. He's gotten involved, Mike Boy, and that in a much more subtle but equally as important way. So 1-1. And here's the prophecy that Danny foretold coming true. 1 minute left for either of these teams to seal the game before heading to overtime. Justice downfield. Mike Boy's there. Gets a touch ahead of Exotic, but Econ return helps it. And not just helps it towards anyone in particular, but Craw. Low on boost however. Econ in support. Into the midfield. Sake takes it away from Justice. And Exotic, last man back, throws it back into the orange half. Econ to no one in particular. It ends up with Mike Boy. A soft touch from Exotic, finally out into the midfield. Good defense from the blue team. Still not coming to anything, however, with 30 seconds left.
Well, maybe the prediction might just be right until then. One bim, two bam, just prowling once again, trying to probe this opposition with that countdown. Oh, Craw just living to his name, scraping by, but again, that pressure building in OT will be greatly welcomed here, unless...
Unless nothing. We're into OT. And oh, that was a big kickoff loss there for MCES. Recovered. Exotic. Open net! Big save from Mike Boy, who had to get behind the ball. He wasn't stationed there. Exotic. Once again up high. Continuing to grow in confidence. Craw only finds the front bumper of the Fennec of Stake. Econ waits for his opportunity to get it out of net. Justice with the save this time. And now Stake towards the far corner. Picking up from where OT began. Mike Boy! Oh! Close to an equalizer. Craw downfield. There's Stake. Exotic gets there first. And Justice punts this one upfield again for Stake to receive. It goes down, and Econ with a big save once more.
Oh, that's the experience. Exotic and Craw linking up decently well, however. Response!
Nobody responding from the orange team. Lifeline's dead. And Craw, well, he's going to be thanking them all day long. It's 1-1 the series.
That's an angle. Not many people practice it. It's a difficult one to nip in, but it does happen. And frankly, I think my crystal ball is against you here, Arlie. Your script's not holding up.
Cutting to me, burning the stake, burning the script up. Great fact. Another, it's the Lorax Digital Bacon. That is the first game that 1BIM 2BAM have lost all day. All day they have been 3-0 sweeping. And so fair play to MCES for sticking it out and doing what no other team could have done so far tonight. It's game number 3, and we're back to square peggings. Mike Boy. Stake gets it past 1. Mike Boy picks up possession again, but not before Exotic picks it up on the far side. He sees Craw in field, but Craw misses the touch, so Exotic forced to continue the play. Econ off the backboard, but 2 players get there and pinch you off to the side, but a great interception from Craw here. Exotic!
Goal.
Oh my goodness me! Wow, what a pinch! What a goal!
Stuff of dreams. And
How did that go in?
what? The net being, I like to think, favourable tonight. Oh, that's gonna sting. That's going to rinse. But while it is the case, the wound is open and they are bleeding. Can they just make that dagger stick in and cause the pain to be crucially, unexquisitely hurtful?
Oh my word, and Craw, I don't know how he saved that. Stake seemingly had an open net. Wow, that is soap in the eyes of 1BIM 2BAM. Who were 1BIM 2BAM'd themselves, it seems. Completely unexpected. But once again, MCES have something to hold on to. Crucial touch from State there. Exotic with the entire net to aim for, decided to straight at Justice. It could so easily be 2-0, and now it is Econ.
You just build and build until this type of moment where you dream, where one has gone away and one left dangling, doesn't know whether to go left or right onto the net, slots it on home. 2 is now the lead. The first time they'll really have a bit of momentum, and the save just holding that lead they have just sorely hard worked for and nearly dissipated away.
Econ up high. Crow had no right to save that. I can't believe he did. Exotic there coming back in from Mike Boy's challenge on goal. And look at this, the passing play. He's causing all sorts of mischief in the Wombim defense. Stake gets it over Exotic, passes it down, hoping that Mike Boy will pounce, but once again, the Crorin defense does well. Exotic goes towards the net, saved by Justice. Econ midfield. Craw and Exotic were both looking to go for the ball, and thankfully for them, both of them get back in time to put on a defensive show. Craw and Econ inexplicably double committing for that. Craw with another big interception and Econ away.
That there may we just consider lucky onto the way it's been so far, and Mike Boy, bit of brilliance coming out, and I don't know what has happened since game 1 and 2, but it's certainly turned on its head.
Save after save after save after shot after save after shot. It is unrelenting pressure from MCES. It's like a Scooby-Doo mystery. They've exchanged faces and we've taken one off and been greeted with a completely different truth to what we were expecting. Justice now towards the net, but no one's there to follow up. Craw all on his own, allowed to bring the ball out of the blue half. Mike Boy with a shot on target, easily stopped in his tracks by Exotic. And Justice with no boost to work with. Hands it off to Mike Boy, but Econ's there with an easy read. Craw now with some boost to work with. Another easy, strong clearance downfield.
It's dangerous, that's sloppy actually in defence. They done the right thing, send it straight down after 2 committed up. Just need to hold on, sit tight onto it, force the issue. 60 seconds with, of course, a 2-goal lead as well. And you know what? If they can just hold on to it, everything just becomes questionable at this point here.
Oh, Craw couldn't quite get the angle right. And the crossbar denied again. And Justice on his own, denied by Econ, who has been improving game upon game in defense. Here he is again. Off the wall, down to Craw. But no boost to work with for Econ. And 30 seconds remain, and Exotic on his own again. The man's popping off.
Popping off. There's not one player on the field who can say they haven't seen an attempt. A bit of purple patch for all of them, and they haven't been quite good enough. But that team counting down, and that grain of sand will say no more. And frankly, you talked about that little tidbit of facts there with Wombim 2-Bam not conceding a game. They might lose the series when it matters the most.
On to match point. Go MCES. I wasn't expecting to say that this series, certainly not until Game 4 territory, if it got that far. Is the upset on the cards? We are one game away from that happening, Danny. And I'm excited. Exotic in particular is really starting to grow into his own. I might be mispronouncing his name at first. I shouldn't have done him the injustice. He's been brilliant the past 2 games.
Well, that teaches you never do.
It very much does.
The favourites, Wombim 2-Bam, of course. One of the lords of Rewind, Digital Bacon, say that's what's going to happen. The win is possible. Well, if you're sitting there thinking it's going to be easy, 3-0, some might have said earlier, it's not going to be tonight. Could it go the distance? I said it did. Let's hope, if you're of course 1BIM 2BAM, that is the case, but as you said, match point, and of course $50 on the line with some points for the big cup itself.
What more do 1BIM 2BAM have in the tank? Can they recapture their form, or have MCES come into their best form at the best time possible? Mike Boy is going to pick up possession after kickoff. Ecom finds Exotic, but the ball goes backwards. Justice. Dealt with by Craw, who brings it round the corner, but is destroyed by Stake. Exotic now, slowing down play, smart move, ensuring that the happens. They're back up to their full complement of 3 before they reignite the attack. Downfield. Oh, Justice with a bizarre touch, to say the least, inviting pressure onto his own net, but recovering well. He's got no boost. But for now, at least, the orange team have yet to concede, but Craw opens the tides, and Econ strikes just after 1 minute has eclipsed.
Oh, some would say lovely, some would say cruel. It is just brilliant piece of play. The bump, the tempo, everything else in between. Just a bit of firework crackling away for that 1-0 lead. And you know what? The favourites are down. They're not out yet, our league, but they still have a bit of work to do.
Oh, and good work that was as well. Stake pouncing, but Econ again. He has been great in defense, and that's an open net. That's Econ's second. Box-to-box midfielder from goalkeeper to striker, more like.
Oh, what a series. I talked about turning on its head. It has spun completely, the 180 done, and frankly, some would say it's foolish. Arlick, I'm going to call it, it's over and done. I don't see this getting back.
Certainly on what we've seen from 1BIM 2BAM in the last 10 minutes, I'd have to agree with you, but there are still 3.5 minutes left. And one bite of the cherry, one glance down from Lady Luck, and things could be reversed on their heads once more. Justice gets it through Exotic, who went too high. Didn't come to anything. Its devices are left to Econ. And Mike Boy stops Craw before the play is continued. Justice straight into the front bumper of Exotic, who brings it down softly. Stake now getting a little bit confused and caught up with Justice. It means that the overall move is ineffective. And once again, MCES deal with the offensive plays comfortably. Up high from Stake, towards the backboard. Craw lurking, waiting. Stake down and Econ away. And Mike Boy's got to be careful because it's 2v1 and 2v1 situation, which Exotic in his current is going to capitalize on all day. It is 3-0. And I might be more tempted to agree with you now, Dan.
1BIM ineffective, 2BAM eliminated. It is simple as that as it comes. You talk about what they're made of. They had, of course, shaken the armour pierce, and frankly, they blipped in dread as it twinkled on, and as the series progressed, they're now on their last dying breath. Maybe a bit of oxygen tank required, but at 2 minutes early, it just seems unconcealable, this lead at this time.
They just haven't looked like scoring. And to be fair, if they don't score before the end of this match, that'll be 10 minutes straight without doing so. The team that 3-0 swept their way to the finals. Justice still unable to break clear. Mike Boy forced onto his own backboard. Another dangerous position, and what a save from Stake to deny Exotic his second. Exotic now stopping the play from going any further. Justice. Exotic again, infield to Craw, to Exotic! And what a big save from Stake, but he's not going to deny Econ's hat trick. 4-0.
Oh, this is just
That's stunning play.
stunning, gorgeous, brilliant, beautiful. Throw the Vasouras, it's no need, just take a picture and smile at it. Wave, boys, it is done. Just to shake the hands, because the save from Stake was just perfect. It's a shame it bounced, unfortunately, but the play was just too hot and steamy to handle with 60 seconds, 4 goals. It's just merely wasting the time until we can properly say, when the ink is dry, we have a winner on Cup 1.
It's all just a case of administration now, you would think, for the team of MCES, almost goal number 5. A 5-star performance from these guys, and if you felt 5-star broadcast, if this 5-star excitement and enjoyment for you, then please consider donating a subscription to us, as justice is gone. Justice is gone in the world. We would love to see you guys join us for the podcast with do stuff. Whether you choose to subscribe, we much appreciate the support, but all support is gone. All support is gone. For 1 bim, 2 bam, the rage quits are afoot, and it's 5-0 for MCES. I predicted a 3-1 game for our final here today, Danny. I didn't expect the 4-game series to quite end like this.
Well, look at that, he's keeping the ball up, lovely to see. But speaking about keeping up, there is 3 more cups to come, and as our league was hinting toward, you want to support Rewind and potentially add more cups to our calendar, don't forget to use Amazon Prime, get the subscriptions in, and of course support the European region for tournament. But our league, we have a winner to announce.
Team MCES. You deserve your $50, good sirs. You deserve your maximums, good sirs. A shame to see the final minute turn out as it was. I think Justice lost connection. I don't think it was a rage quit. The rest of the guys giving up, which, I mean, fair dues, but I would have liked to have seen them battle it until the end, just out of good sportsmanship. A final look at the bracket then, Danny, and despite what I saw before me, I'd still consider this an upset. I just think that MCES, and in particular Exotic, played out of their minds.
Out of their minds, out of their skin perhaps, but again, you can look at the bracket as much as you want. Cameron Gaming, one of maybe the potentials from the UK, seem to march on. Chazoo out, Buzzkill out, Disloboblicated, remove and dishandle. I mean, what are the next cups going to be like?
I would imagine just as exciting as this one. And when can you tune into that? I hear you cry, audience. Well, you can tune into that this Sunday. So be sure to set your alarm clocks. It's going to be starting, I believe, roughly around the same time. Same time, 7 o'clock-ish, 6 o'clock-ish?
I think it might be slightly earlier.
Or is it earlier? Midday. So 1 p.m. CEST, midday BST. Those are the times for you to consider for some Sunday Rocket League action. Of course, Cup 3 coming to you next Thursday. Cup 4 coming to you next Saturday before our grand final. Are we going to see 1 bim, 2 bam there eventually? They picked up some good points from today despite the disappointing loss. Of course, MCES already scored a huge host of points and $50. Will they add to their prize winnings next time out? Only one way to find out, of course. But Danny, final thoughts then. Any players, any teams in particular that you'll be hoping to see a response from, or who have impressed you here today?
Let's just put it this way. If all the teams who came and signed up tonight doesn't sign up for Cup 2, 3 or 4, I don't want to know you. Come and sign up and prove yourself. The RLRs is approaching, and you know what? Rewind, one of the best places to prove it. So come on, show us what you've got.
The gauntlet has been thrown by the Irish pirate himself. Will you take up the challenge? Will you take on the trials? We hope to see you there. A big thank you to our men behind the scenes, Mr. Poison Wasp and Mr. Digital Bacon. I'm going to call you Poison Wop from now on. That's a great name. Big thank you, as always, to Danny Boy ATM for knowledge and his insight and his excitement. I've been Ira Wop, and from all of us here,
We'll wop some more, and don't forget the Amazon Prime.
what he said. Goodbye.